This past quinquennium, the Southern Union prioritized sharing Jesus with the world. To accomplish this, we sustained our posture of extending 3 invitations. The first, an invitation to intimacy, reaffirmed that our number 1 priority should be our relationship with God. The second invitation was an invitation to discipling. This was a call to reach out and share God's message of hope. The third invitation was an invitation to caring. This was a call to reach across demographics, to love and help others, regardless of age, race, or gender. Church leadership and members have embraced these invitations, which have had significant impacts not only in their communities, but to them personally as well. For example, all 3 Adventist universities in the Southern Union have placed and continue to place an emphasis on helping students grow spiritually. At the Adventist University of Health Sciences, spirituality isn't something just talked about, it's encouraged. Regularly, students have the opportunity to pray with patients, as well as encourage them to have a conversation about God. Nursing student Kayla Paika says, interacting with patients encourages me to stay strong in my faith and my relationship with God, so I can continue sharing that love and hope with others. At Oakwood University, students have the opportunity to share God's love and hope through missions. In 2013, students opted to replace vacation time with trips to Memphis, Tennessee and Orlando, Florida, serving in rescue missions, working with at-risk youth, and visiting sick and shut-ins. Following the trips, Serena Golding, a theology major, said, "We learned not only how to serve others, but also how to serve each other. Through devotions and prayer partners, we built a family of students grounded in service." At Southern Adventist University, students often notice the environment is different from what they experienced at a public high school or perhaps another university.
Something really cool about being here at Southern that I've noticed coming from a non-Adventist school is that I'll be walking around campus and randomly see people together praying.
Sometimes when I'm having a rough day, my roommate will text me to remind me that she's praying for me.
All around us are examples of divisiveness, but God calls us to work together and share His message of hope. One example of members working together was demonstrated midway through this quinquennium when 3 churches in Tallahassee, Florida, celebrated the opening of Tallahassee Adventist Christian Academy, the first school in the Southern Union with constituent churches from 2 conferences.
Tallahassee Adventist Christian Academy is unique because we have students from the regional conferences, Southeastern Conference, as well as Florida Conference. I think it's beautiful. It's a picture of heaven, all coming together as one.
The 3 churches, we understand that it's not about egos, it's not about who gets the credit, but it's about our children.
These pastors realized that we're stronger together, and really we needed to work together for this dream to be reality.
One of the things that I like about the school is that we have the opportunity to be diversified so that we all can see that it's important to be together no matter what conference you come from.
The idea of how things are going to be in the near future and how things have been looking already for the last couple of years is something that at least the local congregation is just excited to see and very happy for the potential that we have here.
Direct evangelism is also an important aspect of discipling. Roger Hernandez, Southern Union Ministerial Director, has actively engaged in not only conducting evangelistic meetings, but also engaging church members in preparing communities prior to the start of the meetings. In Tampa, one of the cities of emphasis this quinquennium, the Tampa First Church recently hosted Roger's We All Have Hope series of meetings.
We've done a CHIP program, a health program where we partnered with the city schools here in Tampa. We also, on Tuesday mornings, we clothe the homeless as well as those who are in need. On the evenings, we partner with Metropolitan Ministries and we feed people on Tuesday nights. We have several people who have been coming to our meetings from these different avenues, and several have been baptized.
A church that doesn't grow is a dying church, and if you don't evangelize and let people know who you are and what you're doing and where you're going, what's the point?
I had been coming to church regularly for so long. So I can't say that actually brought me into the doors, but it did definitely afford me the opportunity to finally become baptized after searching for so many years.
Evangelism happens every day on the job, in your neighborhoods, in your home, here at church, in this neighborhood. What we do in terms of the 8 days that we've been here with Roger Hernandez, this is a reaping of what God has already sown through our efforts.
As part of my union-wide emphasis on evangelism, Yolanda and I have averaged 4 3-week evangelistic meetings per year this quinquennial. Together with Randy Robinson and Jim Davidson, the System for Survival series has resulted in over 1,800 men, women, boys, and girls joining the Seventh-day Adventist Church. One of these meetings took place in Lehigh Acres, Florida.
I believe that we cannot run an Adventist church without evangelistic outreach on a large scale.
For me, it was a reaffirming of the things that I had grown up with.
Yeah, it was very eye-opening for me. It really clarified what I'd heard in bits and pieces from Iona since we met.
There are people who I studied with who I never thought I was able, to reach. But by the grace of God, I have done it. I mean, it means so much to me. I just enjoy seeing new people coming in our church.
Over the years, the moving and the shaking of the Adventist Church has been through large-scale evangelism. In the Lehigh Seventh-day Adventist Church, we keep doing it and we keep baptizing people.
As part of God's invitation to love each other as ourselves, members across the Southern Union have accepted the call to reach across demographics and help others regardless of age, race, or gender. One example is Oakwood University's Healthy Campus 2020 program, part of their Standout Wellness initiative, which has gained recognition by Huntsville's news outlets.
As parents send their kids off to college, Huntsville University is focusing on making sure those students stay healthy. WHNT News 19 Siobhan Bryan has the story.
No, it's not phys ed, it's student registration at Oakwood with a new wellness twist for all students.
Healthy Campus 2020 is not only a new concept, but it's a culture change.
The 8-part initiative brings a holistic approach to health, making registration look like a health fair.
When our students take care of themselves, body, mind, and spirit, that they will be healthier, better prepared to perform.
Oakwood is the first university in the country to offer free health transcripts to students, putting special emphasis on health problems plaguing Black Americans.
Another way members are showing care for their communities is through the Creation Health Program. In Okaloosa County, Martin Fancher, former pastor of the Fort Walton Beach Church and current executive secretary of the Gulf States Conference, introduced the newly elected sheriff to Creation Health.
Every one of our employees, every one of our sworn officers, every one of our civilian employees can apply the whole program or parts of that program, and every part of that program is beneficial to them.
When I started enlisting volunteers to take my class, many asked if there was a spiritual component. I wondered, but I stepped forward and said, yes, there is. And they said, good, because we wouldn't take it if there wasn't. Creation Health is a cutting-edge tool that is opening doors that makes our church's ministry much more productive. Our church has a wonderful opportunity to take this message to people in a world where health and nutrition are lacking. Weight is rising, but we have a message that not only saves their soul, but saves their body as well.
As is evidenced by these and many other examples of members wholeheartedly committing themselves to God, God has been richly blessing the Southern Union. In every statistical report from the North American Division, including membership growth and tithe, the Southern Union is leading the way, and for that, we give God the glory. To meet the growing needs of the Union, a new headquarters was established to heighten the quality of the mission to which God has summoned us. While the mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church and the Southern Union has not changed, the needs of the Union have grown from what they were 50 years ago when our former headquarters was built. This new headquarters was formally dedicated on March 29, 2014, and because of the blessings of God and the faithfulness of His people in the Southern Union, The mortgage burning ceremony was held earlier this year on March 24. As we face the new quinquennium of 2016 to 2021, I propose mission and vision statements voted by our Administrative Committee, President's Council, and Executive Committee. Our mission is to foster the collaborative leadership with our conferences and institutions to reach the Southern Union with the Christ-centered Seventh-day Adventist message. Our vision is to collaborate, lead, and reach the Southern Union through hope and wholeness. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my prayer that the Southern Union will be known for fostering opportunities where people will be touched by the loving hand of Jesus Christ.